Hey, Robert Tangway here. Today we're going to talk about the coronavirus, Covid-19. Is it hyped or not? We're also going to talk what it could mean to your life and possible solutions moving forward. So I wanted to make this short video just to put out some of the thoughts that have been going through my mind, maybe see if there's other people who are looking at things the same way that I do. As we've had a couple crises in my lifetime, such as the 2008 financial crisis and and also 9/11. And there's always some sort of conspiracy around these type of things, and it's best to talk about it, and because no decision is actually 100% correct, and every view of the world, I believe, should have its time in space. Ready? So, COVID-19, you've heard about it, everybody knows about it, it's not anything new to talk about, but typically, when you see what's on social media and the mainstream news, it's a lot of fear tactics and a lot of we love each other, let's stay home, and let's be good people and wait for the government to bail us out of it. There's obviously talk about drawing down or flattening the curve, which definitely makes sense. But I wrote about a better tactic, since we have limited resources such as testing kits and such, is perhaps maybe we could target the people that are the most at risk. So these people right here that are at risk are old, right? They may be sick, and if they get the coronavirus, they die, or need intensive care. They're not able to fight it off. Young people like myself, even though my immune system is probably down right now because I have 2 kids and I'm dealing with the coronavirus and the end of the world. And so I have to process that in my head, or I don't have to, but I do. And helps me, well, prevents me from sleeping properly. But anyways, at risk, though, the real high at-risk people that you hear about are the elderly or people with immune deficiencies, and people who just might not be generally healthy. Diabetes is at risk, and there's all that information is all online. I'm not trying to get there. What I would like to discuss is, because I watch the news trends and I watch how the news develops and is laid out. Because I work on the internet, and I can see patterns for any crisis that you hear about. I mean, back to going to South Korea, right? About a year ago, President Kim, I believe, it was, not one of our favorite topics. We were worried about nuclear bombs and their weapons raining down on us, and I was scared, to be truthful. It is scary stuff. However, I don't really mess with the military. They have their own intelligence that I have no idea about. I don't like war, and I'm sure you don't like it either. Luckily, our generation, or most generations in the past, have not had to deal with a large war. So, now that we know a little bit about, and we're doing this one take, well, if it's 10 minutes, we'll chop it up. But anyways, you got Italy, and we'll just say that's Italy. Okay, man. That's rough. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to draw better Italy. Let's try this again. Woo, sexy. Now, Italy. That's Italy. So anyways, Italy, wonderful country, deep history. But we all hear about Italy, they didn't prepare soon enough, so there was a massive pandemic of people dying all over, right? So that does not look good. That looks like something else. Anyways, so you had people in Italy, they weren't prepared, so their hospitals got overrun. And all this stuff makes sense, but with any type of plan or change, People profit off of those changes. So that's what I worry about. America, where I reside, is the third most populous country in the world. We have a huge economy, and we're second only in size to China's number one, and then India's number two, and then America is number three, getting close to 400 million people. So you look at this, Italy, they're being overrun because they didn't prepare, so they're quarantining. It's like police state lockdown. Yes, everybody's calm, they love each other, but they're still being told to stay in their house. Things are restricted, such as restaurants. They're not able to eat at the restaurant. They can take their food and go. Don't quote me on this. You can look at the research. I'm better when I'm writing. I'm just trying to make a quick video, quick point. Okay, so I did the math. I'll put some links in. Almost 600 people die every single day in Italy for the top 3 causes of death. Heart disease, I believe, is number 1, and a couple other ones that are most important. I'll fill those in with the edit. But anyways, 600 people die a day. I found out the yearly deaths divided by 365. Now, if you got 600 people that die a day, and they just threw a number up that said 300 of the 300 people, I think it was like 386 or whatever, died of COVID-19 in one day. Oh my God, one day, right? But every day, 600 people die of the top causes. And these are the same 600 people that are at risk. It's really closer, it's like over 1,000 people die every day in Italy. But just the top 3, and those are at risk. 300 people died. But nobody, I've never seen it reported, and you can quote me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, please do, but I have not seen yet once where, and this is because of my data science studies that I'm learning, that you have 600 people that die, but how many of the people of the 380 were going to die of something else? Maybe they died a week, maybe they suffered. It's horrible. Death is horrible. I'm scared of death. I hope my time never comes, but it will. So there's a lot of money to be made right now. You got the stock market. Stock market going like this. Then it goes up. Then it's a sell-off. Today, sell-off. Monday. Friday, U.S. stock market went up. My stocks, all the big ones, like Bank of America, I use that as an example. Bank of America went up 17% after heavy losses. Pre-trading before 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, when people start trading, price, massive sell-off, stock futures. People were anticipating sell-off. Now, is this a political attack? I think partly the hype is people don't like Trump. And we're not going to talk about that right now and whether that is, but the world is angry at Trump. A lot of countries are. He's not the most polite person, and he did not go with the Paris Agreement. So that's something that, hey, a lot of people wanted that. Democrats want that. It's an election year. They just failed impeachment. So, what inspired me to do all this is I saw on the news that America is not prepared. We're prepared. We have the strongest economy. We have the largest hospitals, the most development, buildings. Our production capacity is down a lot. So that's something that will hurt. But we produce a lot of food. We have a lot of things that can be converted. And I'm so happy that we're not making bullets and guns and tanks. We can make hospital beds. We can blow them out. And in fact, if you need me to make a hospital bed, I have a couple days a week. I'm in New Hampshire. If you really need it, I'll make hospital beds. I'll do whatever. I'll stop doing my business. You got to pay me or make sure that my family's okay because I got 2 kids. But a lot of money to be made here on the swings. And another thing that just happened recently is stocks, or most like Fidelity, companies like Fidelity have stopped the price of trades. Now almost all companies in 2020, major brokerages, Fidelity, E-Trade, they started last year and years before, are zero to free trade. So when you take the tax or the price off a trade, which used to be like $5, and before that it was like $9, $8, right? You get a lot of volatility because people don't have to do it. Let's go over some more numbers, okay? So let's talk stock market a little bit. And again, this is just really rough stuff. You could pick it apart. Please do. Comments help it go through the roof. All right, let's talk here. All right, so before you took away the trades, right, this is the way I would trade. I'd be like $1,000, okay? You got $1,000, right? But I got to pay $5 to trade it. $5 in, $5, oops, out. Just getting used to writing on whiteboards. Nobody likes me. So it'd be $5 in, $5 out. Boom, $1,000. Well, what percentage of that? That is 0.5%. 0.5%. So when I'd be buying in batches of $1,000 or more because I don't want to pay 0.5% in hopes of 1% in and out, right? So that's 1%, that's $10, right? Simple. And if you were to take, and say the stock only went up 2% before I sold it, right? Well, 0.5% in, 0.5% out, I only make 1%. Sloppy writing, but you can get it. I hope you can see it. So now, back then, people were like, hey, I shouldn't trade. I won't trade the dips because I'm going to lose a lot of points. Well, what if you do $500, right? Batches of $500. Well, that is $5 is 1% in, 1% out, right? So that's just, I would always use $1,000. Well, anyways, volatility is slowed down by fees, taxes, and this and that. But when you take away these fees, you're going to get. Now, if you know anything about high frequency trading, most stocks now are traded by algorithms. I don't know the percentage. You can throw it in the comments, but most stocks are algorithms. A motherfucking I. AI is taking over the world. Now, what's coming out today, which is Monday? Let's talk about something that my good friend Andrew Yang loves. He's not my good friend. I respect him a lot. He's a good guy, and he's charismatic, which is very important. However, months ago when he was pushing UBI, it's an easy target. UBI is no good. UBI. Let's go see how much tape we have before we get into that. All right, we're good. Oh, let's do this. UBI. Who wouldn't want? Hi, my name's Andrew Tang, and I want to give you $1,000 a month. Woo! That's what they're talking about right now, is they may implement, not Biden, who's the other slick, the most handsome Democrat, no, he's a Republican, oh, Mitt Romney, yeah, he's a handsome guy. Anyways, he's saying we should be giving out $1,000 a month to each American adult until the virus is done. Has run its course. And I mean, it makes sense. I don't want this country to fall apart, and you don't either. No one does, especially people with kids. We don't. Maybe if I was 18, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. I got stuff to lose. I don't want my kids to be sick. I don't want myself to be sick. But anyways, $1,000 a month. I wrote about this a while ago called UBI, oh my. And basically, if you give people free money, you get inflation. Now, stocks are overpriced, right? Now they've been chopped down. Stocks are assets. AI is an asset. It's a computer program that you developed. You own the rights to it. It's a patent. It's AI. So let's pretend you give every person, $1,000 a month, right? $1,000 a month. I did the math in the article. Roughly, there's like 200 and something. It's basically like $1 trillion a month to give everybody, every adult in the U.S. $1,000 a month. It's. I'll go back, but it's like $1 trillion a month, something like that. But anyways, it's a lot, right? So you got all these dollars that are going to be chasing the same amount of goods. Plus, there's going to be less incentive to work shitty jobs, making things like, farming all day, tending crops, milking cows, not by hand, obviously, but you got to feed them, you got to inseminate them, you got to do all this stuff. So in order to do that, those people are going to get their $1,000 a month, and they were like, well, why am I going to bust my ass to make you food, lazy people? You're going to have to pay me a lot more. I want a yacht, man, especially if I am controlling a bunch of robots to do all the planting too. So what does that do? That causes inflation. Now, when you have inflation, and there's the same amount of goods, if not less, you have things called assets. Now, there's different terms for assets, but you can say that this is an asset. It is. It's not like a big financial or heavily traded commodity. It depreciates, it runs out of ink. But right now, this is worth $1, right? But if there's a lot of money chasing it and people aren't making markers because it's not fun to make markers all day, well, guess what happens? And they're able to have more money to buy this $1 pen becomes $2. Now, you got a bunch of people, you have a lot of money. Guess what? This $100 stock becomes worth $200. Just figments. It gets bigger. Okay? So more money coming in, assets get more valuable. So I want you to picture a Monopoly board, okay? You're playing Monopoly, you have no money. You get to the table, you got 4 people, they already dealt out, they already have all their property, they're playing a game, they're saying, hey, you know what? I want you to play my Monopoly board. I want to play Monopoly with you. We'll deal you in. In fact, do you know what? We're going to give you $200 every time you pass go. The problem is that all these properties are already bought. We'll say Baltic Ave is who wants that, right? I don't know, what is it? I don't got a purple, but Pennsylvania Ave. That's actually a good one. That's over here, huh? Pennsylvania Ave. But let's say Baltic Ave or whatever. That's the fucking slums, dude. Right? We'll sell that to drug dealers, and that will come in and out. Now, you roll your dice with, I'll tell you what, we'll give you $1,000 to start out with. Okay. All these properties, well, you roll, boop, 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 boop. Oh, pay. Boop, 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 boop. Pay. Boop, 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 boop. Pay, 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 pay. Never land, maybe you'll land on it. Then you get paid when you come here. Okay, pay, 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 pay. You'll never be able to buy property. Do you know why? Because these properties are worth more than they were before because you just gave $1,000 and inflated everybody's pocket. Now, who would want this? Who would want it? Would big tech benefit from this? Would big tech benefit from this if their Facebook's already owned, Instagram, there's no new app that you can come out with, or very few new apps. The internet's getting older, and all these apps are consolidating. In fact, when Instagram or WhatsApp, which I've never even used, came out and they started to gain traction, what did Zuckerberg do, or the company? They went and bought it. They said, so basically, you're hoping to land on Baltic Avenue so you can earn a living. But if you're one of these guys rolling around, you land on Baltic Avenue, you're going to buy it. Now you're competing with these guys. But these zombies, the rolling the dice, they're just food. They're just food to run in your experiment and make your assets worth more. So don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe all the hype. Let's start talking about this stuff. You know, I'm so sorry that people are dying. I hope I'm not dying. I hope I don't get sick. I hope we can go into my family another time, but I know people who have old people that are alive, and they're great people, and part of my family that I've been intertwined with, and it's sad stuff. So don't be stupid, but don't be stupid. This will blow over. It will get fixed. We'll be stronger than ever. But what I worry about is the hype and what we're using this hype to do, and it's not to really solve the problem. I want, after we're done with COVID-19, I want the world to be a better place. I want us to be stronger. I want us to be able to, I want there to be more opportunity for people to rise above their station in life. Because if you can't rise, if you can't aspire to anything, and you know that the game is rigged, and really rigged, because you'll go out and talk to these people. I try to talk to these people and present my ideas, emissions tax, or the UBI, or anything. And I just get ignored because it's all large corporations. The 4 players that are already sitting here, they're all set up. They just want more players so that they can win their game. That's why there's only 2 parties in America, but there's 3 branches of government. 2 parties always fighting each other. 3, now you can make progress. Anyways, Tangway out. Peace. Hey, also if you like this video, please do subscribe. Check out my other videos. I've been doing a lot of work. This is going to be a low production video. Lots of thoughts in my head. Check out my articles. Subscribe, put on bell notifications. Tell your friends and comment. Please, I'll answer the comments too, especially questions. Don't put stupid stuff in there. Just ask real questions because we can figure this out. I might be wrong. I probably am wrong about a lot of stuff. I don't know. But I've been thinking about this a lot last couple nights. Okay, so I'm going to go edit this so you don't have to waste any more time. Talk to you later.